If you ain't in the field while you street talking, we be running it up while you sleepwalking. Still making licks while the D's walking. But I'ma shut my lips, money keep talking.
Thorough. Your boy Remo. And this is In the Field Podcast, and we back at it again. But this time, we back with a special guest. My motherfucking man. But before we just say any introduction, we gonna get into the right introduction. Okay? We got Mogul, entertainer, CEO of WMMG, Coney Island Finest. Motherfucking D Chamberz in the building.
What's good, man?
What's up, my guy? How you feeling, my brother? How you feeling? I be asking niggas how they feeling when I first come on this shit, cause it's a new year. I just be knowing what's going on.
I'm just 6'2", new time for the small talk, man.
I like that.
That war mentality, Morris Chestnut, and this rap shit.
I like that. So, boom, listen. So now that we got you here, because he was here last time, he came through to show some love when Goods came through. So I said, damn, I got to get my boy on here. He got a lot of shit going on. So let's talk about it, bro. Like, for the people that don't know, like my viewers, where you from?
I'm from the last stop in New York. I'm from Coney Island.
Coney Island.
Brooklyn, New York, 11224.
Okay.
36th Street to be exact.
Gotta let them know you ain't talking about the amusement park.
Yo, because you know what? There's hot dog stands. There's
Pause.
a lot of
Pause, man. But we got it.
Talking about the amusement park.
Okay.
Nathan's is monumental. Some things you gotta unpause, bro.
Respectfully, now that's all I've been asking. I be wanting to say that shit too. I don't be wanting to say that shit. So look, let's get into this shit. Yo, so I want to get right into it because I usually, niggas usually go, yo, where you come? What's this, that, and that? I just want to know where you're from, and then we going to get right into it. What you got going on right now as we talk, 2024? Because I've been hearing some shit. I've been seeing some shit. I need to hear it out your mouth.
For sure, I'm in the field. So,
God damn.
I'm putting the work in. So, right now, as the ball drop, I have Leaders of the Tri-State, one of the biggest concerts that's going to start the year off. You're going to hear some new music from me. I've been working on Enough is Enough. I'm in a movie as well. It's called Pale White Horse. Shout out to True Life Film. Shout out to Maddie Tosu. I'm also in a new movie that I just got casted for. It's called Will You Marry Me? It's a drama, stuff like that. And like, it's funny now you have Gab Murder here. I always give him the shout outs because all that was practice from the web series. Shout out to Gab Murder for the Brooklyn Way web series for letting me, improv. Shout out to The Cycle. Shout out to Pieces. Everybody that gave me a shot in the acting world. But I've been pushing this music. Pushing WMMG as a brand, Warrior Mentality Music Group.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you what that meant. That's what that meant?
Warrior Mentality Music Group.
Okay.
So I've always been consulting on the side.
Okay.
I have an office downtown Brooklyn. My first office was in Coney Island. And, now I'm downtown Brooklyn. So I always bought a service like with all the photographers, all the media, all the DJs throughout the city, not just New York, outside. And there's, sometimes out the month when I have some downtime, I consult, help with marketing. Okay. You got paper, I show you where you can go. What you do with it. Yeah, I show you.
Hard body, like he's a hard body worker. Would you got something to ask him?
So, yeah, the pale white, the pale white horse. I saw the movie premiere. I seen you on the carpet and everything.
Right,
so they
hat off, Morris Chestnut.
Yeah.
Yo, that's why they used to call me Sin Chestnut or Homo, but yeah, that was the name.
How did that come about? Like I know it started from the like the web series and all that, but like somebody reached out to you or you auditioned?
All right, so first of all, shout out to Maddie Tosu, True Life Films. Like I always knew them; they were shooting my videos. Actually, I knew True Life for years. Like,
so this is True Life
Films,
the rapper.
No.
True Life Films.
True Life Films. Okay.
True Life Films.
To get it straight,
yeah, because you got to be clear. Yeah.
AKA now they call themselves the Toaster Brothers.
Toaster Brothers. Okay.
Right, so I was already shopping the film. It's called Before the Battle. I have a battle rap movie that I wrote.
Okay.
So me, Smack, Beasley, I tried to shop into a few people that do production. Okay. So when we was doing that, it was like a in-between combo. Like, yo, I have a role for you. And I just locked in on it.
Networking, doing what you do.
Right. So it's funny because the first conversation happened when we was in Five Mike's crib at one time. We was all...
Shout out to Five Mike's, okay.
We was all in his crib and we was talking, like, all with just, like, different ideas. I had the movie I was pitching, he was pitching, and then somehow later on, when that didn't go through, we wound up working together. And it just so happened to work out, and we did the movie. And being a part of it gave me a new burst of energy because I see what that red carpet do, what it looks like when you transform into something else.
Let me ask you a question, bro. And like the people need to know this for a lot of people out there that's like trying to, get their shit going. And what gives you the thrives and the inspiration and the motivation every day to get up and do this shit, my nigga? Because we know we got a life besides all this too, right? You know what I'm saying? And like you've been doing this shit for years, and to just upgrade and it, like explain to the people like what gives you the the motivation.
I already made a commitment. Okay. I already told myself, when I was at Local 79, once I dropped that shovel, like I'm not coming back. It wasn't just me chasing a dream. I understood the business part of it. You know what I mean? And what that means, at that time I was selling merch. I didn't really get into concerts, but I was bartering service for other people who had shows, like hundreds and almost thousands of dollars. Like do this for this DJ, for that DJ, and then eventually, shout out to Sincere, he was one of the black cab owners of his own, limo service in Coney Island. He had extra space in the back. And he was like, yo, I'm always going to ATL. Can you run this office? So I'm in between a hard hat, 7 to 2. Then I'm walking into an office. I'm like, yo, I have to make a decision because he showed me how I could survive on my own. Because, shout out to everybody that do construction.
Right. Shout out. I'm about to say, I did Local 731.
Yeah,
that was my local.
So, everybody that put in that work, this is my analysis. No matter what I did, it seemed like my check never really was over 1,000 unless I did wild time.
Like you did extra shit like that. I get what you're saying.
What that transition was like though.
No, I'm gonna tell you because I had to break it down in days.
Okay.
So what I mean by that, even if I go hard with taxes, it seemed like either it was $793 or maybe it was $1,200 or $1,300. I wasn't an A man. I'm not a foreman. It was at the time. I'm talking for those guys.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually make that 2-3 days if you hustle your merch and barter your service.
That's right.
So it's like similar. So you gotta see what bills you can take care
of.
If you believe in yourself, you gotta be possessed.
What I said
you
about
can't just
believing,
be like,
I believe in my.
Sell 12 hoodies and pay my phone bill. You gotta believe this is like next level.
Pay my phone bill.
You gotta believe, because
that was the fact. No, I get it. I get the analogy of it. That's a fact. I get it.
You know what I mean? But I'm not knocking them. My thing is I figured out how to convert all of that to a hustle, and that's what keeps me going. Because the minute I stop that, then I'm gonna need somebody for the fucking phone bill. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep this shit going. You know what I'm saying? This
I like that. That's a hustler's mentality. You know what I mean? Turn your passion to your paycheck.
Let me ask you this question: What's your favorite era of hip hop?
Right now, because I'm in this shit. And I understand the business of it. All these years, we watched everybody else and shout everybody else out. 2024, we shouting ourselves out, man. This is the best year because I know what to do.
I'm with that.
I know how to market the music. I know how to engage with the artists that are out there. Now, the years I was most inspired by will probably be the same years I was coming up in this shit. So watching the DMXs, the Cams, the J's, the Nas, watching them turn into who they turn into is what's got me saying this is the best time because now we get to tell our story.
But who made you pick up the pen?
Shit, me. None of them niggas was there with me.
I mean, like, who was the inspiration? Like, who went? Because everybody had a character who they wanted to be when they was trying to whatever craft or entity.
Not even being sarcastic. It was.
Nah, it's cool. That's what this is about. We in the field. This is all authentic shit.
I love the people who had the lyrical art form of it, but I always catered to the people who was achieving in this game, or appeared to have a plan. So watching Coogee rap,
okay,
with
that's one of my favorite. That's my favorite.
Smooth the Hustler, the Jay-Z, you know what I mean. There's MOP, I'm going by my environment. I didn't go by because this was the hottest song at the time. You couldn't tell me nobody was hotter than MOP for a long time.
Okay.
To me,
right.
I don't give a fuck who you was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Until I was in down south, and then I realized there's other artists. There's MJG 8-Ball. There's this guy, other legends that I still was just and even when people shout out to Wu-Tang, because I always was inspired by them too, and Boot Camp Click, let's not get it twisted. But MOP was just where my energy was coming from at one point in time.
That's dope. Yeah, because I be needing to know that too, because I just be feeling like everybody got a little something that come from everywhere, every era though. You know what I'm saying? For me, every era. We just going from every era, and I feel like I was a part of every era because I started rapping young. So I feel like I'm a part of all that shit. But you saying more like now because it's fully activated. It's now it's my turn. Now it's your turn to like plant the. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, all the holes. You watched everything, right? So now.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you what's even better. So even within I say now because even within the last 5 years, I have helped mold a lot of the talent that's on the radio. Current, like there's people that's successful that I know that we all was in the room and all of our plans. Everybody get their chance to go. So this is how I know now is the time. Now, who if you're in the city, you know D Chamberz. I had to fight for people to know who my name was.
He out here in the field. That's the only in the fucking field. But let's get
funny, on top of that. I've been hearing you rap with a group of people. One of your lines, one of my favorite lines, something about sitting courtside by the Nets watching Kyrie get stupid, right?
Yeah, that's the Brooklyn Symphony.
I love that line.
Oh, the Brooklyn Symphony.
He got traded to say fuck.
Yeah, see, that's crazy, right?
Yo, you know what? That was a good time for Brooklyn too to have like those players there at that time. I think what was a better time in Brooklyn Nets history so far to let something else happen.
That's
so
fire.
Why not? And then talk about the line, then I had the mink on. Then I'm thinking sitting courtside, I just thought it was a good line.
So look, real quick, right before we wrap it up, let's get into a couple little things I need to ask you. What's up with the live thing that's going on with you?
You say live.
As far as like you saying like you saying I can't play my music live because people stealing it.
No,
let's get to that. I just
because that's just one thing.
What the fuck is going on?
Us as artists, we make a lot of mistakes. Right?
Okay.
One of them is you releasing unreleased music.
Okay.
On the live, so you really can't even blame nobody but yourself, right? So a lot of times,
let's be clear.
I had records that were very similar to records that came out instantly. I don't have to name drop.
You sure you don't want to name that? I mean, we in the field.
The songs is out there. Shout out to Jacquay. We got a song. You can go look it up and then y'all tell me.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out. We're gonna do our little research. We're gonna do a reaction to that. We're gonna do a reaction to that. Fuck that, man.
You know how you do the time.
Yeah, fuck that. We in the field. This how we,
Me and Jacquay.
Jacquay, the R&B singing nigga.
Right. No, not Jacquay. Jacquay,
Wait.
he's from South Carolina, from Harlem.
Oh, wait, that's nigga at me. He back in town. Oh, why? Jacquay, you out here wild. Okay.
So we came up with a record, and then like we was sampling it, we was getting ready to perform it, but then the pandemic happened, and then somebody came out with a smash hit. Certain CEOs and certain artists was just dancing to it. And I was like, damn, they don't want
Look, who's dancing out here? Who's this dancing?
I said CEOs dancing.
CEOs. Ooh, where is CEOs?
Be careful out here.
CEOs dancing,
Jesus
the artists,
Christ.
whatever. So then, shortly after that, I had Boom Back to Drill Rap, and then I was going live again. I was in Umbrella Studios, produced by Cass, and I had the song called In That Mood. So you can check that song In That Mood. Shortly after that, somebody has a song called In a Mood. So then it's like, and when you listen to the sound, I'm like, yo, god damn. And there's like 2 or 3 more from countless other artists. So with that being said, when it comes to being music, I just don't record it. Like we can go live, we can talk about everything else, but when it comes down to actual music,
Playing the music on the live.
especially if I'm recording it from scratch, especially if they're making the beat from scratch, the people could screen record, and if they, God forbid, they're in the studio already, they could just take the sample right there. I'm like, oh, yo, they about to run with this, yeah, this shit fire. And, then they put a twist on it to where sonically it doesn't come from you, but they just add the twist, but they was inspired by it.
Okay.
But
I mean, do you? Is it a 50-50 feel? Pause. Like, is it? Because it's like, yo,
now you are 50-50.
Hold on. This is what I'm saying. Meaning, you know, like, y'all bugging white, but then, they inspired by.
No, I'll tell you what, every time something like that happened, there's paperwork that went out.
Okay.
One of them may stick.
That was about to be my next. That was about to be my next question.
Yeah, no, paperwork. This is why I choose not to say names and jinx myself for a 5-second viral moment.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll go viral once you know that. Close that check or something like.
That's a fact.
Because at the same time, I'm gonna stay in front of it because I realize you know, when you're a creator, you know, a lot of people are not as creative. So they'll take your ideas. That's with anything. That's even with the events.
That's with any business.
That's with, like, even with the events. You come up with certain themes.
Yeah.
You know, I may not even be a promoter, but I'm coming off as one now because now I'm getting a group of people to head one direction.
Okay.
So they got to do what works. So they'll take some of the slogans, the wordplay.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the event shit. And it's the same thing with music. If you do the right sound, eventually that remix, you're like, oh, I didn't even know this nigga. And he remixes it. You know, everybody's inspired a certain way, but when you take it and you got it for sale and you're losing money, now it's a whole issue.
So learning the business, like you said, you're going to.
It's a different way to approach it now. 12 years ago, 10 years ago, like, I'm like, yo, man, fuck out of here. I'd have been smacked.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah,
in the business, you know, the proper way to go
the
about
end of
that
the DVD
right now.
wave, like, you know what I mean?
Because the old way is smack a nigga with some dumb
But
shit
the
like
sad
that.
part about it, back then, you got results, but sometimes that shit still haunts me because some people, that's what they remember you for. They don't want that energy around you, but they want to hear about it, but they don't really want that energy around you. Nobody does, you know what I mean? You finally get to a certain level and people still talking bullshit, you're not gonna want to be around that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. It's funny. The first time I came across you, you was doing the Warriors movement out in Coney Island.
Right.
So this is some years ago. I see you got the company is
Warrior
mentality.
Because one thing for sure is, like, people always say from Coney Island, there's two things they know people from basketball or the movie The Warriors. But The Warriors was a real thing. They had, you know, the Vessels, they had the Chiefs, they had, you know, and my blessings came from them. It wasn't like I just started running with it because the Chiefs, you know, I'm like, yo, I'm from Coney Island, Warrior, I'm rapping. And, you know, they wasn't into, you know, my man Bebo was, but he had a label, but he didn't push it 110%. So then when I picked it up in like 2008, 2009, when I came home, why would I do anything else? I'm from Coney Island, Warriors, you know what I mean? But when you think about it, even when I was trying to do Warrior Wednesdays, I got a cease and desist letter from Wyclef. Because he owns the Warrior DJs. So then I had my little gripe with Wyclef till I understood the business. He bought a certain part of the business, but I still like to have that conversation with Wyclef today. I think, you know, I measured up to a conversation.
What's up, Clef?
We need that conversation. Let's take this Warriors to the next
level.
What's
up, Clef?
I'm the guy to do it, from events to fashion to any decision with music, talent.
You hear.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Especially if you're doing the music part. When we got the Warrior Mentality music, that's what Warrior Mentality came from, because we couldn't use Warrior music. We had to go to Warrior Mentality. That's what happened.
That's what's up, bro. Man, I appreciate you, man. Listen, I appreciate you for being in the field with us, chopping it up, man. Letting us know the real, what you got going on, man. Just let the people want to sign off what you got going on, have them excuse me for that, and let them know what you know, what they can check into January 26th.
Yo, January 26th, leaders of the Tri-State. You got Drewski, DJ Freedom, Red Light, Dr. Blue Hollywood, Hot Rod, hosted by Cookie, the comedian. You got PR, Kate Warbucks on deck, Local Fam, she's on deck, Soundman Management, Warrior Mentality Music Group. And look out for the new project, Enough is Enough. Winter Time is out now. The single, check that out. It's definitely a dope video. It was shot by Shot and Drop. You can go check out Bushwick. Shout out to all the producers that's working with me. Cover, Clean and Dirty, Umbrella Studios, Cast producer, and then definitely shout out to Ali, Making Knock, and all the other producers out there.
Okay, and also, before we sign off, the album, let them know the album was.
Yeah, Enough is Enough. That's what I was talking about just now. I know y'all seen Boom Bap to Drill Rap. You know, the features, Method Man, Benny the Butcher, a lot of dope soul artists, records that I put out there. Now it's Enough is Enough 2024. That's what we're talking about.
You already know. So you see it here first. My boy D Chamberz, appreciate you. This is In the Field Podcast. Until next time. Peace.
If you ain't in the field while you street talking, we be running it up while you sleepwalking. Still making licks while the D's walking.
Good shit, my guy.
Yeah, that works. Quick and easy.